Good afternoon, folks. How are we all doing today? Right, well, it is Tuesday. It is a stream day. We should have done this last week, but I completely forgot. So that means that it is time for a crafting stream. Or rather, a modelling, building, painting, a workbench stream, as I'm going to be essentially calling them, because if I say the following line, let's see if this works. Enable the workbench. Ha ha ha! Voice control, baby. Right. Because I'm not at my PC, as you can see. Woo, I am over here, which is 90 degrees rotated from my PC in the exact same chair. But it's just easier to be able to do it this way. So, yes, this is a... you know what, I'm actually going to nip back to my PC for a second and load Amazon, because I want to know when I bought this, because I reckon I've had this for over 2 years and just never built it. Search. Thank you. Oh no, 18 months. I bought it on the 23rd of February, so we're about 18 months. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Sorry, I just saw the 3 things I've bought off Amazon that are Lego are this, the next build project, which is actually older, which I probably should have, looking at the date on that, I probably should have built first. I bought the other kit on the 31st of March 2022. I don't even think I was living at this house. That's probably moved house with me. And then I apparently in 2021 I also ordered the Friends Central Perk, but I don't remember who I bought that for, because that wouldn't have been for me. It was delivered here, so it was either for my sister or May, and I can't think who I'd have bought that for. Interesting. Right. Yes. So today's going to be a bit of a chill stream, bit of a relax. Let me know if the audio levels are too high, too low. I am on a... with me being essentially a different desk, my boom mic doesn't reach this far. So I've got a headset set up and all hooked up to the same system, so I should be able to do this with the sound and make it all funny quite easily. But this is only the second time I've used it, so again, just let me know if the audio levels need adjusting in any way, shape or form. In the meantime, I guess we go in here. And... dun, 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 dun. Hey, Lydia. Thank you very much. Oh, welcome. Hey, Grump. Yeah, but I always sound funny. I said let me know if they're okay. That's not what I said, Grump. So... the Lego stuff that I do, I only really do the Star Wars stuff, if I'm honest. But, oh, it's there. Oh, I couldn't see the manual. I've got an A-Wing, I've got a Y-Wing. I've got the other kit I'm going to build, which is the only non-ship kit I've got. But this is my favourite. This is my favourite craft in the entire... second favourite craft in the entire Star Wars franchise. I'm a big fan of the Dynamic class freighter, which is not in the mainstream. I think it's in. I think there's one in one of the Disney series, but most people will only know it from the spin-off games, Knights of the Old Republic, and most people know it as the Ebon Hawk, but I know it as the Dynamic class freighter, or the D freighter. Because I love the D, apparently. Yes, haha, haha, haha. But my favourite fighter class, profile, is by far and away the TIE Bomber. Because it is much underloved, it is a versatile weapons platform, and I'll be honest, in Star Wars Battlefront 2 2005, I can dogfight in that thing better than I can in an A-Wing, and it really messes with people when I'm outmaneuvering them and kicking their arse in a bomber. Because technically it's not a bomber, it's actually a gunship. The left-hand pod, as you're in it, the right-hand pod as you're looking at it, that one just there. You sit in that one, and that's your weapons loadouts. And yes, there is a bomb bay, but there's also a missile bay. Torpedoes, ions. It is one of the most versatile crafts in the entire Empire, and I goddamn adore it. Let's have a look. Enigma, welcome. I do sound funny IRL, especially when I wake up in the middle of the night screaming at a bear that doesn't exist, as Enigma almost can attest to. But luckily, he left the room before I woke him up. You just packed a lot of Lego flowers at the weekend. I do want to get the flowers. I bought I know I bought the Lego roses for May on Valentine's Day as a joke. And I also bought her the... what was it? The Lego... Because I bought her the Lego flowers. And I was like, oh, she'll love those. That'd be a brilliant... It wasn't for Valentine's, it was for her birthday. And I thought she'll love that. It'll be a brilliant little ha-ha, funny, and give her something to sit and build. But then a couple of days later, after it had arrived, they announced a pre-order for the Nightmare Before Christmas set with the 3 houses, Jack Skellington, the mayor, and I believe the doctor and the lass. I can't think of her name. Lucy? Alice? Sally. And I thought, oh, well, I can't not get that. That's an absolutely amazing kit. So I ended up getting them both. Didn't ask for it. God damn you, clipping my ineptitudes. Oh. Right, so, first things first. We're probably not going to need bag 4. That's bag 4. Bag 2. Bag 1's going to be first. And bag 3. So let's put those down there in a sensible order, so I can grab them. What are you? Get off. I've got biscuits or something on my desk. Not sure where they've come from. Right. And as always, we've got a spare one of those, which I always keep one here just in case. Yeah, no, Lydia, if you've not seen it, go and have a look at the Nightmare Before Christmas kit. It's really good. I also kind of want the Simpsons one as well. It's not the Simpsons house, weirdly. I want Krusty Burger. Right. So, let us begin. Sorry, I'm just going to turn the volume down on my side because the music is nice, but that's a tad deafening for me. And obviously, again, let me know if it's too high for you guys. You should be able to see the track list and everything as it's going on. I can't, however. So let me switch that over as well. I've just noticed. I have 401 followers. If you're not a tech guy, you don't get that. Error 401, followers not found. Oh, I'm so mature. I am so mature. I find fun in the silliest thing. I'm going to screenshot that, because otherwise I'll forget. And someone will follow or unfollow to make it go away. Right, so, what do we got? Builder, right. So, we're probably going to need to have that, unfortunately, out of your view. You'll be able to see most of it. Open bag at number 1. First, number 1. Unheard of. Get out of there, you. You go in your box so I don't lose you. What are you? What are you? You appear to be empty. Oh, it's his... it's Vader's cape. Vader's cape comes in its own special box. That's kind of cool. Okay, well, we've got Vader's legs. I've got Vader's body. We've got the Imperial officer's body. Got Vader's head. Vader's face, which rolls away. His lightsaber's there. I can see it in the other bag. As is her head. Are her legs in here? Cape bit's there as well, so let's grab that out. Yeah, man. there's his lightsaber. Her hair. Aha! And there's her legs. So, all we need from this one is the saber and the face, or rather the saber emission and the face. Another issue. Currently painting an Imperial cruiser, but don't know where I'm going to put it. Oh, see, I'm quite lucky. When my sister moved out, she left her big bookcase downstairs, a rather nice, sturdy one. So I've got all my books down there now, rather than up here on my shelves, which are just there. And there's plenty of room for it's deep enough so that I can have books on it, and then in front of it have my Lego. Boop. There we go. That didn't seem to want to go on. I'm also thinking about it missing a blaster. And I think... Oh, there's the blaster. I think I've got a second cape holds attachment there. They're identical, right? Yeah. Right. Well, either way. Apparently she's right-handed. Ta-da!
Pew, 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 pew.
Right. You over there. And now we can rebuild Darth Vader. Finger guns. Right, so... we want the cape. On there. And then that one loops over on top of it. And then we want one of those... Ah, that's his rebreather grill, I see. And then that goes on top like that. Ooh, so he's got that kind of little rebreather right in front of him. And then the helmet sits just nicely in front of it, nice and flush. Although I've got his cape on backwards. Haha! And then... emitter is the thicker end. Join me or die. Got Darth Vader with a spare rebreather gill, I suppose. You know what? It's a fashion statement. Right. Okay, where's my drink? Okay. So, number 1. You. 2. You. That will become a TIE fighter. A TIE bomber. I'm not sure how, but it will. Right, 2 of these. Oh, no, we need to overhang them 1 on the bottom. So let's redo that. And then... what are you? You're one I've not seen before. Here to be in that one. Ah, I see you. These are kind of little 1 studs on the base that angle 90 degrees into a 2 stud. I've not seen those before. And those go internal on the back. Oh god, I've broken everything already. Interesting. TTP! Turn the page. God, now what are you? Are you those ones? Flat on the inside, not on the outs, yes. And you go under there. There should be at least 4 of you. My chat just died, or is that my phone? Well, it happened on everything but Chatterino, so I guess that was Twitch. Okay. Then we need 2 more of those ones we just used, the singles. So 1, 2, and those finish off that. I don't know why, but that's starting to look a little like the rig for a pod racer. Like you'd have the chassis there and then the pods coming off there. Okay. Why are a lot of you in there? You know what? No, come out. So. Singles. And 4 lines, 4 long single lines, and same colour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 long. That would be you, which goes there. Yeah, I think that was Twitch, not any individual person, because it went down on my phone, which I'm looking at there, and also on my screen, which is over there. But Chatterino didn't, so I'm guessing that was Twitch's server being silly. It is Tuesday, the day for resets. Okay, done. Now, red 4 bricks go right at the front of the grey, not the brown. Or tan, I suppose that would be. Move my legs, that's not comfortable. There we go. And then we need white 5 single. Oh, no, actually. Making the mistake of duplicating it on both sides, and we don't need to. Right. So, white tan single goes over there to lock that one in place, so one further back than the grey underneath. Grey L shape goes behind the red, with a pass-through in the middle, and then a single stud dark grey. 2 tall, single stud dark grey, which is here. Looking less like a pod racer now. Right, now, 2 flat dark tan. Ah! Oh god. Curse of having nails. Not often you end up strapping 2 flat tiles together. That's kind of weird. Right. Then another L shape in the centre there. And a mirrored counterpart. There comes a moment when you're building Lego where you're like, it doesn't look anything, you know, it doesn't look anything like what it's supposed to yet. But there'll be a moment where you click a piece in and go, oh, okay, now I see it. Right, and then a grill. Did I tip the grills out, or are they in there? The grills are in there, which goes there, I believe. Yep. And then whatever that is, which looks to be a kind of... that's one's... I don't know if you can see that one. That's one with a decal on it. Nothing on the other side. Okay, so whatever that is, we put that to one side now. Then we start on these. Now, specifically, we want the grey one first, with a overhanging dark grey flat that clicks into all four. Then that attaches to a dark grey with 3 spare over. Did you? Oh, also I got open one bag at a time. Bah, tip everything out. Kind of, but I know that all this is going to be you. Hey, spare lightsaber there. A dual wielding Vader. Hang on. I love how sometimes you get spare bits. Oh, you know what I can do? I've got a spare talon from my Chocobo. I can attach that into the bottom. Look, now he's got a bone saber. Ha ha! I do have a... I think it's up... Yeah, it's up there. I can see. I do have a... Up there. I have a box of spares that I might have to go and play with and see what else I've got. But yeah, so I know everything in bag 1 is going to be fine. But these little bags, they come in throughout. Kind of thing. They're all over the place. So I'll only ever tip out bag 1 until I need to open bag 2. Because otherwise I get lost. And I don't like it when I'm lost. Right, so that's to one side. We've done that, we've done that, we're on this one. So we need... Oh, I'm picking up there. I've already tipped that one out. That one goes there on the outside with the flat pointing in, with a line keeping it in place. Okay. I feel like that is the underside of the cockpit and the pod, because I think there's going to be 2 of those. Does it tell me to do it twice? No, it does not. Okay. Black bricks behind the flat in the centre. Stacked. Again, 2. That's kind of weird. Long extension. Oh, right, I see. I was going to say this is missed a bit, but it hasn't. I've got to do this first. So we need you at the front and 2 behind it, same as we had on that piece inner there. And then that sits on top and lines up nicely with that. So that's feeling like the cockpit. Then we get another dark grey on the back. The hell's this? I'm going to have to bring that down onto its own window. So I'm going to keep glancing at it. Sonic R. Right, okay. As I thought I recognised it. Right. Then another one of those fancy little decals, which goes just at the front here. And wasn't as awkward to get in as it could have been, which was nice. Then a grey across there, leaving one gap at the back. And a red on top, leaving one gap at the front. Oh god, okay, they now combine together. So a blue one with side pegs goes right at the back. Nope, no it doesn't. It goes on top of a 2-stud right at the back. To match up with that. And then it's just like, and then attach them. And I don't understand how you want me to attach them. That feels like it should be that way. And, okay, and then that goes there. So essentially we've already built that side's duplicate there. Yeah, so that's feeling like the gun pod now. Okay. Now do it again, but more different. We'll get that one. And then we get two black 1-2s. One at either side. And then a dark grey across the top on that side. Nope. Record it. First use of the stud of the peg remover. There we go. It's supposed to go one forward so that we can have the uplift there. Mistake number 1. Right. Grey flats on top of the blacks. Sorry, tan flats on top of the blacks. Build you up in the same way as the others, so that would be on the outside there, with 2 behind you. Right under my hand, couldn't see it from a hand in the way. And then that goes all the way over the back there. Should line up quite nicely. It's almost like they planned this. Almost. Not quite. Right. Now, we need another one of these, which sits linked to the front on there, so that there's a gap in the middle. And then a 4-5 grey across the top, with one gap at the front. Another tan stud on top of that. And then 2 bricks, black 2-1 bricks there. Oh God, I cannot get you in. That's what she said. There we go. That looks right to me. Right. So, we're going to need you and you. You go directly under that, which then attaches to the front. I bet that's what the door closes onto. I bet that clicks into place to hold the door on. Or I've got this completely backwards and that's the back and it's where the back panel clips to. Right, rotate it round so that the blues are at the front. And line it up with the rest. So logically, seat weapons bay. Although logically, seat weapons bay. I would imagine. Right, at the blue end, we now need... No, they are here. These ones, which are kind of peculiar in there. They are standard 4 bricks, but they don't have it on the back. They don't have the insets on the back, they have the studs on the top. So these are kind of conversion from one angle to another. And those go in there. So yeah, that's got to be the back where the thrusters are. Otherwise you wouldn't have a hole there because you wouldn't be able to see out. Sorry, you'd have a hole there. Cool. Moving on. so now we're building the nacelles. We need 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Right. So, turn that over. Oh no, we need 4 of those, not 2. So turn those over and put those underneath but not overlapping. Okay. I will trust you. You know what you're doing more than I do. Then the grey goes along the back. And the stud goes to seal them in. And then that overlap sits in the gap we've made for that. Easy enough. Do that again. I like that little... See that little kind of groove it's got there. That feels like it's going to be used for something later. I mean, it might just be greebling, but kind of like it. Next, we need 1 of those and 1 of those. So, you go there to match up with that, and likewise you go there to match up with that. Get in there, you big hairy oaf. Right, 1, 2, 2. Right. So it's weirdly, it's not telling me where to put these. It's just saying that they go on. Have a drink. You know what I probably should do? I should probably have my glasses on. That would help. Right. Oh, it can't, so we're looking for these ones first, I guess. Now, that's going to be the easy one to find, and it looks like it goes along there, where we don't have one, sitting against that black peg. Black stud, sorry. Ah, right, okay. And then those go on the other side of that. One goes parallel. And the other goes perpendicular. Check me out with the big words. Using them correctly. I may not have used perpendicular correctly. I'm going to be completely honest. I may not have used that correctly. Right. 2 of these go across the top with 1 gap left on the tan on that side, which should leave 1 additional gap on the light tan on that side. Now we are into the weird bag again of 1 of those and a single a 1-1 stud. I've just noticed Darth Vader walking along to show you how far you are. That's kind of cool. Okay, this one goes, oops, there. And this one goes there. On the other side of the single leftover tan. Next, we have 2 of the red weird ones, which I don't even know how to describe them. It's a stud with a plane halfway through it. Yeah, it's a 2 stud with a 4 plane halfway through it. We're also going to need 2 of you. 2 of blue. Ha ha ha, I'm so funny. And whatever that is, which is in the weird bag, and there should be 4. I've got 2. Hey, look, another gun. I like how they always put random spares in. Haha! Pew 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 pew! Right. I've got 2 out. I need another 2. Got distracted by Pew Pew. Okay, so you take a blue with the short end inserted into the weirdness. You then take a grey and insert that into the long end of the blue through the centre. And then you put... Are those identical? Yes, those are identical on either side. And you do that twice. And those go onto the little things we've just made there, matching up flush with the end of the grey. I'm definitely starting... Now's the point where I'm going, okay, that's where the wings attach, that's the cockpit. You know, now it feels like a bomber. I've hit the point of, I see where we're going. Last Lego thing I built was a random tree for Chinese New Year that someone had given to your dad. He would never build it, so figured why not, while you were visiting them and you were chatting. That's one of the best things about Lego. For me, Lego was something me and my dad and my brother did. It was that and Airfix. That's kind of what got me into it. And we had a bucket that's as high as this desk off the ground and about yay wide, filled almost to the brim with Lego. We just... Every time we bought a new set of Lego, back in my day, you didn't buy Lego kits, you bought Lego boxes. And it just had X amount of this brick, X amount of that brick. This one might have a couple of special ones in. And you just built what you want. Lego was a creative exercise. I mean, I remember the big green square that you get that's supposed to be like the base for it's supposed to be grass, and it's the base for a house. You know, the standard house. We had that. So we built internally in it, leaving literally a two wide gap around the outside. We built a maze that could fit a marble that tiered inwards to the top. Got it all working, tested it, and had made it so the marble could roll down, and there was dead ends and things like that. And then we built bricks around it, so it was just a pyramid. It was literally just a pyramid. And at the top, you put the marble in, and then you've got to blind navigate it all the way down using sound. Okay, I think that's there. Okay, and then we can go down. Oh, it's dropped another layer. Right, okay. And every layer you went down, it got wider and wider and harder, until eventually, at the end, you're like, okay, hip, and the marble would fall into your hand out of a chute. Yeah. And then you do it again. Right, okay, now let's see if I can do it. And that's the kind of stuff we built as kids. And it wasn't until, like, the space stuff came out. The guy from the Lego movie, the space, I want to go to space! Him. It wasn't until that came out that I really ended up getting sets of things. And it was the same with Kinects as well. I had Kinects. But we didn't. We just had big yellow briefcases full of Kinects, and you built what you want. And I remember building Gundam Shenlong, which took me fucking ages. But it had articulating arms. It was the version with the 4 arms, the snake arms on the back. We had 4 of the yellow briefcases and 2 of the red. We never got the blue or the green. Though my next door neighbour had the blue, and it had some of the stuff in I wanted to finish Nataku off. And I couldn't, he wouldn't lend me it because he knew we were never getting it back. So, for me, Lego was always a creative exercise. As a kid, it wasn't a here's a kit, follow the instructions. It was go see what you can build. And sadly, I was never that good at it because visually creative, I'm not. I'm linguistically creative. But my brother and my dad, they were geniuses at it. I don't even know how they came up with some of the stuff they did. I don't think I've ever seen a Lego stud as orange as that before. Like, genuinely, one of the reasons that that's the colour it is because it's so different to most other pegs. But, yeah. I wish I still had my Kinects. We also had the Kinect motors as well. We had 3 of the motors that you put AA batteries in and make moving stuff. And I made a turtle. It used two motors that were linked together for extra torque. And that was the first time I ever learned that how to combine two motors to provide extra power to a single drivetrain. I was like 6, and I was learning fucking mechanical engineering from Kinects. It was great. Right, 2 high 1-1 studs, and the remaining 2 of you. And you go... Where? Okay, you go there. And there. But yeah, so that's how I grew up with Lego. And I'll be honest, as an adult, the idea of sitting down with a bucket of Lego and just building something does not appeal to me. Not in the way it did as a kid. You know, sitting and building isn't something I've got time for. However, this is something I find really relaxing. Having an end goal and a progress bar you can see moving. It's the MMOer in me that I need progress tracking, please. Right. Now we need 4, and again, I don't really know what you call these, but anything that's like a 2 high 1 stud, with a hole of some description in the middle, I call lanterns, because that's what we use them as. And people would carry them and stuff. I don't know what they're really called, but we called them lanterns. 2 there. Am I missing them? Nope, they've split them over the other bags. And I also like this way they're doing things of everything's in multiple bags, because it keeps you engaged a little more. But also, as an adult, you may not have time to sit and do a full 4-hour Lego build. Let's say you're building the Jawa Sandcrawler. That's a 12-hour build. You don't have time for that as an adult. You have not got the time. You got shit to do. Unless you're my mate Coatman, who started building it when he came in from work one day, and was like, I'll see how far I get through before I go to bed. And then finished it and was like, brilliant, what time is it? Shit, I'm late for work. And had to run out the house. I can't see which... Oh, they go on the inside. Okay, right. Let's do that again then. Let's put those in first, otherwise they're going to be a nightmare to get in. Yeah, Coatman does the... I'd love to get him on here, because he does the big build, the UCS builds. I think his next one is the Acclamator. We were talking about it the other day. As in the capital ship, the bigger of the 2 capital ships for the clone the Republic Army. And I've just told him as well that they've re-released the limited edition R2-D2. UCS being Ultimate Collector's Series, so you can buy... You, for example, can buy the X-Wing, which is a good kit, or you can buy the Ultimate Collector's Series X-Wing, which is like twice as many parts and much more detail. Gal's theme goes with everything. I know this song because my ex had it as her ringtone for the longest time, because no matter what you were doing, if this plays, it makes perfect sense. At any points this goes off, no matter what you're doing in life, Guile's theme fits. Guile's theme fits. I can English. Oh, no, it's not a black, it's a grey. It goes there. And then those seal in above the orange. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You could be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! You know, just sat chatting, and you'll find yourself talking to the beat. Gal's theme goes with everything. Okay. 2 of those go across the red. With a tan joining them in the middle. Definitely getting there. And then 1 grey, 1 tan, 1 2-1 flat conversion. Right. Oh no, 2 to 1 flat conversions. Because you go there. With you in the middle at the back. Where do you go? Looking at the wrong bit. You take the front slots. There. And then 2 flats with rounded edges. 4 of those, please. And those are required to seal, to top off the nacelles. Get back here, you. Okay. One of you goes there. Then we have you. Hey, go back here. You. And you. Armored Core? Final Fantasy Music DJ. Oh, it's Einhander. Okay, that makes more sense. That goes on the front. Where does that go? At some point, I've missed that we're supposed to have put that there. So that is definitely there on that one. But I have missed that insertion. The only reason I noticed it is because that would have overhung if I hadn't done it. Right. You, and you. And we go there. There. And there. Two flat roundeds and the final circle. Those get flipped upside down. You go dead center front. And you are going to be awkward to get in, but we'll put you in there, in the gap, which I assume is the bomb chute. Yes, because that'll be where you push them down individually, and they'll shoot out the bottom. Wow. Right, then we need 2 tiered ramps, which go over the circle we've just put in place, and are not going to be awkward at all. Come on. Oh, you've sealed in there. You've gone in the wrong place, but you definitely fit, just not in the place I want you to. I'll get you in. There we go. Right. Got to go nose down, although to slightly slide under the side bits there. And last but not least, final piece of bag 1 goes across the top of the back of the cockpit. So I'm guessing open bag 2. Hey, look at that. Someone put bag 2 on top of bag 3 and 4. Really helpful past me. Thank you. So I'm guessing those are spares. But we'll keep them to one side just in case. Oh, I can put the cushion on this seat when I'm leaning forward like this. Right. New special bag. Only the 1. But we are starting with 1, 2, 3, and 4. Apparently I've cut into the cutting board there. It's caused a little divot. Right. You go behind the last one we placed, sealing up the back of the cockpit chassis. You go over the top of there, not overlapping the two studs, but overlapping the 4 at the front. You go along the back of the weapons pod. Cool. One of those and a 2-2 overlap. You go... No, not a 2-2 overlap. A 1-1. A 1-2 overlap. Goes on there like that. And that sits across the top of there. That doesn't feel right. It says it goes there. That leaves a weird gap. Which I'm guessing is intentional, actually. And then do the same on the other side. Which again goes there. Definitely leaving only 2 in the middle there. So we 90% sure that's intentional with the gap straight through. I'm guessing that's where the door swings down into. Right. Okay. There's a lot of little weird bits in there, so I'm going to open that up now. So we've got it. You're going to fall off the edge. I know you are. Right. 2 of those. 2 of those. Not sure what you are. Not those. They're kind of... I guess they're bespoke or very specific use. If you look, they're kind of weird. I don't really know how to describe it. It looks like the top of a mouse droid. Weird that that's how my brain got it, but here we are. There should be at least 1 more in there. But I'm not seeing it. Brain, provide answers. No! Please don't be a part missing. There's one there that's a different colour, actually. They're supposed to be the lighter grey. According to that, so... see if we can find another light grey one. Maybe there is only one dark grey. Got it. Upside down. There we go. Right. And... you times 2. There we go. Right. So, take a curved ramp and a stud and put it on the top there. Take the top of the mouse droid, overhang it on the back. And then take the angle rotatey thing and put it underneath. And those go for the side of the cockpit lining up with the ones we've just put on. Covering in that gap. Okay, we need 2-2-1, sorry, 2-2-2 overhangs and 2-2-1 overhangs. Those go where? On, no, wrong way, right one, wrong way, 2, 3, 4. Then we need 2-2-1 ramps and the full arches. Just one full arch. And those go... Okay, those complete in the greebling down the side there. And restart the full curve of the back end. And then we need 2 of those. Let's do the bottom one first so it's easier. 2. Finish off the inner hull. The outer hull of the inner section, sorry. Cool. Next. The big one and the little one. Now, the little one goes there with only the one. It doesn't cover the one peg conversion there, whereas that goes the entire length on the outside, matching that one. Then we need, same again, 2 of those, 2 of those. And repeat the same on the outside there. I couldn't see where they went then. I was like, I knew where they went because logically they match that. But my brain was like, nope. Don't understand. It's actually 3 of those to finish off. Let's do you first. The outer hull of the weapons bay. Big brick and a single orange, which we did have one spare in there, in the other pack, but we don't need. Right, rotate that way. You go front right of the weapons pod. And you go dead center of the weapons pod. Let's rotate you so you match. Then 2-2-1 ramp, 2-1 bricks with the black and an orange stud. So you go that one in the back center of the weapons pod. You cover the front of that bay. Well, that ain't coming out. Fell in a hole that was almost exactly the right size for it. That was annoying. And then that one ramps down next to the 4-2 brick. Yes, right. So now we need 1 of those, 2 of those, and one we haven't seen yet, which is a single lane one. So that one goes over the orange. That's weird, actually. I don't think that one should go over the orange. If it was me, I'd have done that further along. Let's put you in first, which makes the rest easier because you're not working between them. I'd have swapped. I'd have moved those two along and had that next to there, so that it's not sat on a one stud. That's a structural weakness. And then the last one goes at the front over the other orange stud. Step 64 already. Okay, full bridge. Goes down up against that with a 2-1 ramp. Sealing that bit up. Then, as we expected, oh, we do actually need a 2-1 conversion, which I know I've seen. There you are. And it says that that one goes in there, which I'm assuming means it slips into that hole, which is kind of a weird way round. I don't think I'd have ever done that. That's a bit weird, but I guess that's where one of the... It can't be an engine, because the ions are there. I guess we'll see. We shall see. One mistake so far, and 2 bricks thrown at the floor. Right. A bridge over the top. A bridge over the back in the same place. And then 2-2 flat ramp over there. With that in the center. Well, as central as it can be for something that's not aligned. Then we get... Are they dark grey ramps? Yes, they are. 1. 2. Okay. So there's a kind of greebling going on the top, where it doesn't quite conform. Interesting. Right, now we finish off the outside here. No, we don't. We finish off the top here. I wonder how I genuinely wonder if all you did was switch around those. Just want to change the way the greebling looks, essentially. It's going to be a pain in the ass to get off, aren't you? If we just changed around the greebling on the outside, you could make a very differently distinct pattern if you wanted a custom variant, just by swapping those around. That'd be quite cool. If I ever buy a second kit, I'll give it a go. Right, that's that bit. We're on the nicest step. Right, we need 2 tan, 1 2 flat. 1 flat top overlay. And 1 dark curved stair. Those two tans go side by side over the gap that I dropped the 2-1 brick down. That locks that in place, and then that seals the top middle. I mean, it actually told me to build that as one before I put it in, but screw you. I do things my way. Right. Single ramp on its own with two 2-1 ramps. And they go in 1. Oh, hold. 2. 3. Completing the nacelle. Nacelle weapons pod. Right. Back to something a little more standard that we know how to do. We get 1, 2, 2, 1. We go. Boop. Delete. Delete. Click. GG. 1, 2, and pull. Want to, and then some grabby arms, which we haven't used yet. So, Lego! Lord of Crags? The hell's Lord of Crags? Oh! I know what you're doing. Say hello to Titan for me. Stand at the edge, but not in the red. Stand at the edge, but not in the red. That was weird. Music just stopped for a second there. And then... Stand in the red, not at the edge. Exactly. Nailed it. So, we now have a pair of binoculars. And now we just need all of these. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No! Third brick on the floor. 8, 9, 10. And they line the top, apparently. Apparently chat went down again. Gotta love Twitch. Can't even keep its own chat connected. Rockpile evolved into shriveled orange. What? Right. So, we need one of those. Single flat stud. A light grey ramp. and other side of a hinge, I guess. So those two combine into Magnemite. I mean, what? And that goes at the back along there. It's a little bit of mobile, like air brake or something, I'm not sure. And then on the front, with the stud facing inwards, that one goes that way. Right, put you to one side. Now, we need both big circles. We need 4. There are 4 lights. If you get that reference, we can be friends. 2 rounded 1-2s. Come on. 8 of the big circles, so we'll just grab those at the end, and 8 of those as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so. Oh, and also the semicircle 2-1 converters. So we grab one of these. And we put those in the center. Then we get 4. Oh, I know what these are. These are the ions. These are the actual ion engines. These are going to sit right on the back. And we do that twice. Then we get the there are 4 lights and put those on the studs. Then we ring those in. Got to do it lined up. You can't do them offset, which I was hoping to do so that I could increase structural integrity, but you can't. 1 ionic engine. Pegs. We've done it wrong. We're going to have to remove parts. Alright, get you. Oh, that nearly launched itself. We were supposed to put the lights on those. That's 3 on the floor, 2 mistakes. Those go in there to increase the buffer distance a little bit. That definitely felt like Sonic. I didn't know which one, but that definitely felt like Sonic music. Right. Rotate that. And attach that so that those are lined up. That's why you never stack stuff like that, because it just falls apart. Oh, God. Right, so that's going to go there. I'm going to have to go back, and that one's going to go there. Don't know where that one goes. Okay, we're going back in time. Yeah, don't stand at the edge in the red. Stand at the edge of the red. that on top. And steel's place. Got it. Not sure if that counts as a bit on the floor, but we just lost our officer. Day. Right. The engines are in place. Okay. So, we need one red peg. And I don't even know how to explain what that is. It's like a stud. Oops, wrong way. It's like a stud, but a lot thinner. So that looks like a running light. And you're the guns on the front. Okay, so we need a second one of those. Doesn't count if it doesn't go on the floor. They are 3 and 2, floor and mistakes. Okay. Two more ramps. 2 more bridges. And we are finishing up the side here. And inside here. Annoyingly, that would have kept all that array in place when I messed it up earlier. Had that been there already. 79. One of those weird greebly bits again. With, again, whatever the fuck that is. I'm going to call that a train car. That's like a little hand trolley, right? I know Final Fantasy VIII when I hear it. Not a running light. Yay. 1-1 brick with grips. Front. Back of the left nacelle attachment. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you're going on top of the nacelle attachments to set those up. Much preferring this camera placement. Every time I think, oh, am I too low on the desk to be seen? I glance over and look, nope, I'm actually pretty much dead center. So where I like to build, I've managed to get realistically dead center. I'm quite happy with that. Right. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. And then some angled vents. Which realistically only go together 2 ways. I know, realistically they can only go together 1 way. So that's a little exhaust. Or structural support, rather, in this case, I guess. And those go on the outside of the top of the nacelle attachments, pointing inwards. Definitely starting to look like a bomber. Right. One flat stud. One grippy bit. Oh, we're rebuilding another one of those. Okay, I can do that. I remember how to build you. You're going to be the back of the other side. Right. Okay. One of those. Top of the mouse droid that we were going to accidentally use earlier. Two little weird half-circle-y things. Two of those tubes. And the last of those. And it says don't poke yourself in the eye, which I think is a really, really good suggestion. I mean, just randomly, don't poke yourself in the eye. Oh, okay, they slot in. Right, okay, so we take that and the top of the mouse droid and attach it on. We take the stud converter onto there, and then hung underneath on the front, we put those two. But then they, with the flat bit at the top at the back, slot into there. Ah, right, they click into place. So you've got to angle them right, and then those... Oh, look at that, little flappy bits. Little flappy bits. I like flappy bits. Cool. And that goes where? Oh, those are the shooters. They're the central line laser turrets. When you click that down, it'll pop it out, and when you push it back in, it'll pop it up. Okay, okay. I like that. I like that. That's cool. Vader's on page 2. Vader is officially on page 2. Right. Which means all of those are sparesies. So, let's go and put you... Didn't drop it on the floor, doesn't count. In the sparesies bag. Right. Bag 3. Get out of there, you. Okay, apparently there's a pilot in here. Hi, pilot. Not a pilot guy, although he is a guy who is a pilot. So maybe it is pilot guy. That right there is Mario Kart. Menu select music. Specifically for the DS. Okay, cool. Ah, okay, so that explains why there was 2 guns. Because he too should have a gun. But he doesn't say he should have the rebreather. So... Sir, I'm going to need you to hold your pistol. But weirdly, I think he might have the rebreather. Let me just try it. Heads off of minifigs is one of the more irking things. Where's your helmet gone? I mean, I don't think he does, but that might actually work. No, just doesn't line up quite right. Even if we turn it that way, that's just going to interfere. Nope. We'll give him some luscious hair. Right. Pilot. You know what? No, I'm going to put you in in the spares. Let's do things properly. Go. Beta, don't go jumping. Right. Clear all you to one side. Oh, okay, we are going to need... Oh, we're building a Gonk droid. I like Gonk droids. We're going to need... one. Oh, God. Yep, you're in there. Thought you might be. How was that moved? He's opening it, but not with enough force to launch the contents skyward. Okay, right. 2 IG-88 heads. One of those. Is there a grey 3? Am I missing it? There he is. Be another one of those. And a mouse droid top. A funny feeling is going to be in the bag I haven't opened. No, there is another gun. That was a spare gun. Found the other one. I want to talk to someone. Pray return to the waking sat. Just phone me! You've got my number. You literally phoned me to tell me to return to the waking sands. Just phone me. Right. There it is. It actually fell in a really nice position. One of those lanterns. Where are the lanterns? We need 2 of them. Yeah. Pray return to the waking sands is the worst bit of a Realm Reborn. Why I struggle to suggest the game to people, because you can't bypass it. You can't be like, nope, not doing it. I'll just skip this section. Oops. One of those. You're going to be in this side. You are. One of those. And an Imperial bucket list. Right. So. Take the dark base. Hop on top of it. With the 2 lighters. Then on top of that, at the front, we get the 2 lanterns. And at the back of that, we have... with the coding on the back and the Imperial seal on the side. Top of that, with the studs to the front, we have that. Then his little visor. Look at him. Look at his little visor. Apparently I've missed 2 pieces out. 1, 2. And those become his little feetsies. Which go lined up with the front. And then the mouse droid, weirdly, comes his actual eyes. Gonk. Gonk. Gonk, 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 gonk. Sit in the top. Oh, he might just sit in the launch bay. Oh yes! we got a Gonk Dromech droid. Love it. Fact. You don't fucked up now. The Gonk droid's got a fucking TIE bomber. Right. So, a standard. Finally, in one of these builds, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this. A standard red Lego brick. That is the basic Lego brick. Everything is built from that. I had so many of those as a kid. Oh, everyone's dead. Well, yeah, that happens. Now you get to play Who Done It. Can't see the piece I need. Odds are it's under something, but also upside down. I mean, it's going to be a pain to find. Was indeed. No! 4 on the floor. 4 on the floor, 2 mistakes. Right, that goes in there with 1 on either side free. Then at the front of that we have a flat L shape. The Waking Sands has nothing to do with me. Right, now we're building a snake, apparently. So, I need 1 of those. And 1 of those. Which pops into there. Then we need... Where are you? There should be another one of those. Am I blind? Right there, dead center. Roger that. They do go both pegs up. We need that, but in black. Comes in any colour you like, as long as the colour you want is black. Is it black or is it grey? Looks black. Not another little bag I'm missing, is there? I guess it's got to be the dark grey. Although that's... deceptive. Yes, it is, because that's definitely a different colour. So it's the dark grey. Which means it is... What am I looking for? It is that. Which goes 1... 2... with a light grey ramp at the front. Then we get another 4. Back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then that one, which goes underneath and pegs out. Right. Then we need the little grippy bit, which attaches to the last of the tan to one flats. And then there is a very specific bit, which is a rocker, which goes on there, pointing outward, so that it can close down like that. Which I'm guessing is the door mechanism for the left pod. And at the back there... Wait, but if you put that there, that then can't move. So you've just literally built something that now can't move. You've built a mobile part that cannot move. Interesting. It's what you told me. It's what you've told me to do. It's what I'm doing. Okay. You. Go on then. You. Oh, it can move. It's just a little stiff. Okay. But it's not a little stiff, it just comes loose. Because it's prying... I don't know if you can see that, but it's basically prying itself away when you do it. And there's nothing you could put there to keep it in place, otherwise it wouldn't be able to do that. But every time you do that, that's coming away. Okay. And then you say that goes there. Wow! Moving parts. Right. Circle. More thicker a circle. 4 outer rings. And the pilot's cockpit. Which is weird, because that means you can't see that's glass, but that means you then can't see the pilot inside. But they've deliberately put a black brick underneath it so that it just looks dark. I bet the UCS version has clear glass in there, though. Man. Oh, so that won't even move anyway because it's attached on. So yeah, they've built a moving part that doesn't move. That's really weird. Like, that bit would need to have no pegs on, or it'd be placed there, kind of thing, for it to be able to curve down. I guess that's a relic of what they were originally trying to do, and then decided they didn't want to, and instead of reinforcing that with, I mean, literally just, I don't know if we've got one left anymore. One of those that had a 2 there. You could have done that, and that would have solidified it and made it more stable. May have to go and buy a piece and replace that, if I'm honest. definitely works. Right, now, whatever that is, with a washer. What the hell are they? Ooh, like weird extra little bits on the end of the ramps that we've been using. 2 of each of those. Flip that over. Oh, and a ray. That goes into the back. Then they go... That doesn't make sense. Oh, they go on the front. Okay, they go there. Probably would have helped if I'd have looked at the big rotate it symbol that was on stage 2. Washer goes in the middle. And then you go the wrong way that you think they would. So again, this feels... These are deliberately designed to be a kind of greebling. Which is the photon torpedo tube. And that goes there. Right. Long bit with weird bit on one side. Grey bit with lighter bits with the little greeblings. Hey, come here, you. And then they overhang one to match up with that. You don't know which bit this was for. Oh, we're building a wing. I know what we're building. Right, then we start with the flats. We want the one long on the front, and then the two longs on the sides with one overhang. Then a grey in the middle. And repeat. Oh, actually 2 grey. Steady. Pull the edge. So I've got one line across their spare and the 2 studs there spare. Now, we're looking for specifically these weird bits with the shifter on the side. Let's move that. 4 of those. Opening beat, and I'm like, I know Kingdom Hearts. you can't hide Kingdom Hearts from me. Nope, not that. That one doesn't go there. That one goes one back with flat there, and then the studded on the outside. Okay, overlay those 2 one offset and attach that onto the end. I always forget how big the wings on TIE fighters actually are. They are insanely big. Right. Okay, so we need one of you and one of you. And we need 4 of you. 2, 3, 4. So we go. Nope. Go Grace first. Then we go Studded. Then we need 4 of the black ones again. Leaving the tiered at the end. All coming together Millhouse. Or coming up Millhouse, rather. Right. One of those with the flats that goes there. Weirdly, I listen to this song so much, but I listen to the Japanese version. So in my head, I'm singing the Japanese version. And in the Japanese, it's not called Passion, it's called Sanctuary, or Haruka. And then, at this end, a flat top. So that, logically, is going to be the central there, and the curves are going to come off of here. Although in, not out. Right, flip it over. Grab one of these bad boys. And that needs to be done there. So that there's only one of the 2 pegs, grips, overflowing. And it does say that's 1-to-1 scale, which, if you look, it is. Right. 1, 2. And those lock that in place. Admittedly not very well, but I might complain about people not doing their jobs right. And then 2 standard flat grey bricks, 4 standard flat grey, sorry. They go in corners. Flip it back over. Get the edge, 4 of the edges cut sections. And those go against those studs. With a dark grey on top to keep them in place. Oh, and then at the end it just goes, now do it again. Great. Cheers for that. Right. 2 dark ramps and an Imperial crested circle. Okay, now do it again. So, we know those go on there. Let's move you to one side. Speed run. Place one over. Amazing how easier it is the second time once you know what you're doing. Or rather, once you pretend to know what you're doing. And mirror that. No. Nope, not a mirror. That's that. Then one line in between them. I feel like I'm in that movie Existence where he's just picking bones out of the bowl and just click, 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 and then he's got a gun. Like do 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 do. That's that. Get in there, you bastard. Lined that up right, otherwise it's gonna mess everything up. Right. Now, those should attach into there on either side. And now we really are starting to look like a TIE bomber. It's looking good. Couple of bits left over, which is interesting. Where do we think those would have been missed? That's a very specific amount to have been left over. Ah, yes. No, that is on me. Let's detach that. That's those corner bits that I forgot. Get in there, you bastard. Okay. No spare parts on that one. That's a first. Ta-da! Bag 4. Not doing bad. 2 hours. With 2 spare little bags. So, I'm gonna shift my arse a little so that it doesn't fall off, as it feels like it's going to at the moment. I'm gonna have to move the tie out of the way. Otherwise, I'm not gonna have enough build space. Because until I build myself the bigger desk, which is in the works, I ain't got a fucking prayer. 5. No, it doesn't count. Doesn't count. It was just that. That doesn't count. Okay. 2 overlap on either side. Do this times 2. Little Vader's making his way. Then 1, 2. Four. Those are right. Those are right. Long edge. Yes, those are right. Right. That side. What am I looking for here? Right, that feels like that should go there with 1 overhang. Nope. Also goes down 1, so it overhangs the bottom. And that one goes next to it. And then there's supposed to be a little half triangle. There we go. You're in the bits bag. And you go lined up with that edge. It's not a white line across. It's the light showing that it's the edge. Right. Okay, that makes sense. Right. Okay. You got there, please. So same again. There. You. Then you go across there. Other little bag. Goods. And that does confirm my choice of leaving it. 5. Yeah, that confirms my choice of leaving it there because that's needs the gap. Right. So then that goes down there with one overhang. And that seals on the other piece. Triangle for the other way. Repeat. Oh, that's the wrong way. Go. Okay, flip them both over. And we want one of those. Goes across there, but lines up with the edge of that. Ah, right. Okay. And then that should have had a flat, dead center. Should that, which lines up with the triangle. Still on this side. It requires the long one, where that goes one away from the end. Flips over and lines up with the edge of the wing. So again, one stud not covered, lines up with the edge of the wing. Right, ramps. Line up directly with that. And I guess on that side do the same. But one offset. So those don't line directly up. There's a gap there. Makes sense. It's realistically just to hold that in place. Flip them back over. Little grey 1 ramps. Go on that stud. Okay. Okay, you're going to be a weird one. So, we want one of those. 2 of those. 2 of those. Actually. And then we go crosswise on that one. Underhang on that one. Seal it with a mouse head. Mouse head. Lydia fell asleep. Wow, am I that boring, Lydia? Wow. Thanks. Well, I hope you had a good nap. Sounds like you needed it. Oh, don't worry, I'm only taking the piss. As I am wont to do, often, and not funnily. Go. That goes there. And lines up with that one. So, now we should have the top of the left nacelle. And the bottom of the right nacelle. Definitely starting to come together. Kind of like that you can outsplay them like a TIE Defender. Wow. I love this. Every time you complete a cool section, I don't know if you can see this, but the little grey, like, wow. I got one for the Gonk droid as well. It was like, whoa, you built a Gonk droid. Amazing. Right, so, again, we start, but we need 2. 1. 2. Three, and... Whoop. I feel like I'm in Space Engineers rotating blocks, where I always rotate it exactly the wrong way, so it takes twice the amount of time to get to where I need to be. Again. Yep, you got to interfere with the investigation. Because that's what a hero does. Nope. 3, not the 4. So these ones are now... this is the part where they're reversed. So whereas the other one was the line and then the stud, this one is the stud and then the line. Then next to grid triangles. Why is it always triangles? Right. So then again, next to grid triangle. Right. U and 2 flat and go in the middle. Excuse me. And you go on that one. You and you. Steady. You want that one. One over the hang on the edge. That one. Keep those in place. So that one is the one that lines up this time, and then this one is offset. Helps you put it the right way. Come on, Cadies. Stay off the glue. And flip them. Well, no, why I did that. 6. 6 on the floor. 2 undos. wings have that? I've missed a part on the other wings. That bit I've just done, I forgot to do on the other wings. Completely missed that. Well, I looked at it and I don't remember doing that. There we go. Okay. Nearly done. Right. Now this awkward bit where it's studs across grips. Which, if we build it in a slightly different order to how they say, is actually easier to get everything aligned. I've lost a stud. I've lost a stud. Nope. Hiding. Found it. Right. That gives us bottom of the left wing. Locks down. And the top of the right wing locks down. TIE bomber. Do 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 do. So now, I'm guessing we're on the armament section. Oh no, there is actually additionals. Oh, that's right. There's a little aiming reticule underneath, isn't there? There's a little bomb camera. Right. So, 1, 2 of those, 2 lanterns, 2 connector pods. Those 2 ramps, what bit am I missing here? I need that one, that's for sure. Ah, you. That's the one I couldn't see. Right. So, take this weird one and attach it to the back of a lantern. Then put the other one, the other lantern in as well. And that on the other side. Then, ramps angle away from the greebling on the top. No, they... Yeah, and I said that and then put them on the wrong way. Five on the floor, 3 the wrong way. Nope. Right. And that one goes that way. With the little one first. And then that one goes the other way, with the big one pointed inwards, outwards, sorry, so that can angle to all kinds of weirdness. That goes on the underside. Which way? Okay, I see. Right, that was a bit of a weird one. So, the flat bit goes towards the wing. And then the idea is that curves out there and then is off-centered. So that's essentially the gun pod camera. That's how the pilot sees what, both down and forward from the angle of this nacelle pod. Build some bombs. Right. Get all of you over on this side. So, you pick up one of those, and you pick up square, cylindrical one, and it goes on there, and then a cone goes on the front, and that's a missile. And you do that 4 times. Three. 4. And then those insert upside down into the bottom of the bomb bay. So that from the top, there's a little peg. If you push it, should, if I can hold it and do it at the same time, boop, drop the bomb. Then, apparently these are the ammo for the gun, which I'm going to take off to insert, because otherwise it's going to be a pain in the arse. Which you pop into there. And again, when you press the buttons on the top, if the gun falls apart. Roger that. Right. And of course, exactly like they should, those are now gone. I can see one. So, essentially, you never press those buttons, because once you press them, that shit be gone. I expect to find that in about 4 days' time when I'm like, oh, that's where that went. Oh, I could do that. Man, that's a bitch to load while it's on the bomber. Ah, don't shoot people in the eyes. Don't shoot people in the eyes. Good warning. I was ready to shoot myself in the eye with that. Right, and then that goes one of these glass circles. On each corner of this. Flipzit. At the back. Ramps angled outwards. And 2 lines. Then leaving 1 gap and angled inwards. Those braces. Oh, we're building the trolley now, aren't we? This is the ammo trolley. I think the fighter itself is, the bomber itself is done. I'm going to shift you off onto the floor. I have indeed set us up the bomb. Right. A little footrest goes. Wait. Ah, no, they're wrong. Those are 1 too far forward. 3. 5 on the floor, 3 mistakes. 4 mistakes, actually. That goes there. And then we get the little ramps, little holders with the ramps on that go there. Times 2. Right. Get this. With a ramp on the back. Which then that slots around. 2 yellow lights on it. Well, you could do green. You've got ammo. You could do green. They're the same stud. Flip it over. That goes grippy arm between the little outcroppings, and the ramp over the top, facing the other way. Which holds onto the handlebars from an old bike kit. And that goes inwards towards there, which then sets up on the front and the 2 remaining setters up the bombs allow those fit in there. There we go. That is it. We have technically 3 spare green ammo, 1 spare yellow stud, and a little ramp thing, which I don't know where that goes. I'm not going back to it to find out. So then, Mrs. Officer Lady can rotate the hand so it's the right way. Attach to there. You'll be a loader for the bomber. Let's pop you in my spares bag. Well, the Gonk droid powers the engine. Pilot sits in his little bay. And Vader has a drink from his little Viking horn that I made him. And falls over because he's drunk. But there we have it. 2 hours and 31 minutes. Not a bad build. I liked building the wings. The wings were fun. Do they have an estimated build time on these? I don't think they do anymore. They used to have like a, estimated build 4 hours or something. Just checking the box. Yeah, I dropped it. No, doesn't look like they do anymore. Ah, well. There you go. And apart from the fact that I've got a laser somewhere on the floor, which, yeah, it's probably not going to cause any problems, right? Not too many spare parts. That's it. That's all that's going in the spare parts box. A couple of little bits of greebling. And of course, your trophy for completing the set. Oh, I said a really weird, stupid idea. Hang on, I'm going to do this off camera so you can't see how stupid of an idea this is until I've finished it. You know how Darth Maul has a double-bladed lightsaber? Well, Vader has a double lightsabered blade. Shame you can't actually make that so it fits in both hands. Oh, that's so silly. Oh, you know what I could do, actually? I think I've got a red stud in there, don't I? Put that on the end, so it's the lightsaber, but it's not got the full beam yet, it's just got the glow in the end. And you've got, like, the 2 stages of activation. Come on, hold it, you git. You've got, like, the 2 stages of activation of a lightsaber. That'd be quite cool. Still looks like a drinking horn, if you ask me. Right, guys. That is going to be it for me today. I'm just going to literally finish off by closing up the TIE Bomber. That will go on my shelf. I will I'll pop an update in the chat of the shelf, and you can all have a look and see my collection of funness. Why are you not staying where you're supposed to? There you go. So yes, I enjoyed that. That was a fun little build. I think my most fun build so far has been the Y-Wing. I think the Y-Wing was my favourite. But that's second favourite so far. The wings were just so much fun, and look, the fact that you can kind of outsplay them as well. Like a TIE Defender. I kind of like that. Kind of really like that. That's cool. I genuinely may grab a second kit and have a play with it. So, bit of an early finish, as these Tuesday streams will tend to be, because I'm just going to go until I'm finished. I'm not going to try and put in a little bit on the extra on the end or anything like that. So, I will be back. When am I back? I am back tonight with some more Clair Obscur. We're doing kind of the side quest things. We're clearing up the map before we head back to the starting zone, where is the final dungeon. So that's going to be at 1 AM if you're up for that one. Obviously, if you're avoiding spoilers, do not come along for that. It's a very good game. Recommend you play if you're into your RPGs. Tomorrow is Wednesday, which would usually be the last stream. However, which would usually be the last stream of Thus Read Retro. However, this week I've completely forgot. Wednesdays I am back on with my D&D group, so there will be no Wednesday stream. Be early and late. There is no stream tomorrow. So this is the last of the day shift. Tonight will be the last of the night shift, and then we will be back on. God, where am I back? Where's my calendar? I'm sure I've got it open here somewhere. No, because I shut down my PC, so I have to rebuild. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll be back on Monday, where we'll be doing some more Realm of Ruin, and some more Clair Obscur. Poop, poop. I know I've got a stream on. I'm doing it right now. So, in the meantime, it's been a pleasure. I don't think there is anybody I can go and raid. Nope, there's nobody on to raid, I'm afraid. So, you're all going to have to go and find your own entertainment for the evening. I recommend going to watching Star Wars. Why not? Sod it. And I shall catch you guys later. Enjoy.